Hello everyone, this is Kubo, and this is my laundry talk. Hello, this show is for my language improvement, nothing else. So I will talk whatever I want to talk. Today, I'm going to talk about dreams. When I say dreams, it's not about dreams that you see while you're sleeping. Today I'm going to talk about dreams for the future, the dreams I want to be, and also dreams that I wanted to be. So let me just recap what kind of dreams that I had. When I was in kindergarten, so before going to school, I always wanted to become news anchorman. I do believe the biggest influence is coming from my mother. My mother is on TV, so I always, even after kindergarten, I had desire to be on TV, be famous. That's something in my mind. I mean, to be fair, I'm doing this laundry talk is also, there's definitely influence by her. I'm not sure how this laundry talk will give me opportunities to be famous or anything, but genuinely, on top of being famous, this laundry talk gives me gives me opportunities to improve my speaking skills. I will be able to, tell a story in a more constructed way, and ideally I want to make it funnier too. So those things are definitely heavily influenced by my mom. And going back to the kindergarten, yes, I wanted to become a news anchorman because my mom is on TV and she does something like that on TV. She's more like a comedian side of news anchorman. But anyway, my mom does that, so that's the first dream I had in me that I can remember. And secondary, when I'm in elementary school, I was leaning towards more art phase, if I shall say. Meaning, I think I started off liking the idea of becoming painter. I loved drawing, I really enjoyed, I can forget times when I'm painting, so that showed me the love coming out from my core. So yes, I wanted to become painter. And 5th grade, 6th grade, around that time, I started liking reading manga, comic books. And around that time of era, I was interested in going that route. And genuinely though, I was not happy how I draw manga characters. I was extremely unhappy my design skills or skills that I can do for manga kind of characters. Like I could paint very realistic things. However, when it comes to more characterized faces, or let's just say human, animal in general, I did have hard times to capture those characteristics. So around that time, my idea was becoming to change, or around that time it was shifting towards maybe if I cannot draw but I can think of stories, I still had a desire to be involved in manga world. So that sense, I went for, why don't I just story making for manga. It's not super common, But at the same time, it's not unusual for two people combo. Like one person is making stories and the other person is drawing. That's very common. Not very, but it happens. And then I wanted to become one of them. So that happened. Either way, I am definitely interested in those arty world. And when I'm in junior high, that's where my dreams are becoming a little bit foggier. I started knowing about society. I started knowing about what I'm expected to do. I started feeling some kind of pressure, I would say, that I need to be in a certain way. If that makes any sense, I hope. Around that time, my clear vision became a little bit foggy is a good, or like you just couldn't really see farther away. I still had a desire to keep drawing, maybe designing some kind of creative works, but at the same time, there are other things that you should study, general things, and give myself more opportunities to wider variety of opportunities. And I would say this was the turning point, the biggest turning point is that in Japan, school system is interesting. When you go to high school, you take entrance exam, and you have one more opportunity. In my district, I have one opportunity to go to try taking exam for public school, and I have another opportunity to go to private high school. So essentially, if I fail either one of them, you won't be able to go to high school. Typically speaking, it's easier to enter private school in my district. So people usually, people usually choose a little bit lower rank of private school, and then they get the security from there, and then they try to get a little bit higher education class for public school. So So that's the biggest turning point for me, because I genuinely wanted to go to school that has more designing perspective, a little bit narrowing down what you can learn. But I genuinely interested in the design, drawing, painting, etc. So and I talked to my parents, right? Like I am interested in those art courses or design courses rather than those general high school courses. And I would say the reaction towards it is not super positive. They didn't understand that why I want to narrow down already. In me, it was very clear reason, because I know what I'm interested in, and studying is not the one. However, I was quite smart. I was aiming for one of the highest ranked public school in my hometown. So that's another thing that my parents hesitated for me to just go to design school, because in terms of the education level, design school is not necessarily highly ranked. So what I ended up doing is, so I will take the entrance exam for highest ranked high school in my hometown, and then for the private school I want to choose the one with the design course. I wasn't sure how possible I could enter the highest rank of high school, but I could comfortably go to design course in private school. Then what ended up happening is that I passed the entrance exam for highest rank of the school, and I also got the I passed the exam for design school as well. And I don't blame anyone, even myself. I think around that time, if I could get higher education, I might as well go that way. So I chose general course in the highest rank of the high school, and yeah, that's what happened. And then again, I said this is the biggest turning point, because if I happen to choose my design, like prioritize my desire, and if I went to design course, I might be completely in a different situation. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that today, it's really difficult for me to think of my dreams. I don't know what I want to become next 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't give me a lot of... Because I have so many options, I don't know what decision I should make, or I want to make. I don't know what I want to be. And then when I think about what's important in me, or what makes myself successful, like what do I think what makes me successful, it always comes with fame. Because my mom is successful in the environment, and I've been looking up. I have respected her throughout my life. So in that sense, when I want to feel successful, the fame, becoming famous in that whatever the area I will be in, that matters quite a bit. And of course it takes time, right? But I'm very impatient in that way. I want to be famous tomorrow. And that focuses my vision as well, because fame is not necessarily the biggest thing now I think about it. But unconsciously, it's very important to me, if that makes any sense. So when I think about my dreams, I have to scratch out all the pressure I created within me. I need to review what's important to me, etc. And then I have to rethink what's important to me, and it takes time. I hope it makes sense, yeah? And as I said, I could have been in a different position if I have gotten in a design course. But I don't necessarily regret it either. I'm quite happy with where I'm at. I'm not happy that I don't have significant dreams. However, I'm happy that I've been living in Canada for 4 years. I am happy that where I'm at, I've got partner, I've got married. Even high school, I went to school that doesn't have design course, but I had an amazing time there. I made a lifetime friends from that high school, so I am not complaining. I don't think even knowing the consequences, like who I am, what I am today, and then if I go back to high school, or the time that I have to make a decision which school I am going to go, I still choose my Oh, that's 30. I would still choose the high school that I went to, just genuinely because I've gained so much happiness, I've gained so much friends, I've gained so much social ability. Yeah. So as much as I wonder what it was like, I don't regret my choices. It makes sense, right? Yeah, so that's recapping what it was like. So going back to this story, that what I want to be for the future. And that's the question, right? I don't know. I always try to think that what I can do, what I want to do. But there's so many filters in me that even when I think about things that doesn't allow myself to commit to it. Reason being that I'm too old or sometimes, or I'm not brave enough, I am not talented enough, etc. It doesn't have to be this depressing, but somehow when I think about dreams and stuff, it just doesn't really give me the space that I can think so positively. And it's kind of sad, right? Because it should be more exciting when you think about future. It should be something you're pumped about. And then at the end of the day, you cannot really control the future, so it's almost nonsense to keep thinking, wasting time, what I want to be. So I don't know. It's what I'm saying is a little bit contradictory. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but so now I have to focus on now, like what I need to do, and then just keep myself busy so that when I find something, I will do that. But until then, focus on now, right? I think that's not a bad idea. But at the same time, I do hope that I will find some kind of vision that I can pursue, I can devote, I can dive into seriously. And when I was filming the previous video about dreams, I definitely had a little bit clearer vision because I was gonna be psychologist or emotional side of therapist. But because I'm going to Japan, I kind of have to adapt those. Not have to, but I want to adapt to that route. And then I don't think the therapist is the best way that I can choose right now. I think maybe I should look that up. Well, who knows? But I keep searching without feeling depressed. And I'm gonna hope the best. Like, as much as this sounds a little bit depressing, it's not terrible. Like, I'm happy with myself. I'm glad that when I look back, I don't regret my choices. I mean, it's still nonsense for me to look back and then regret and then dwell on those past. But I'm not doing that anyway. So I'm quite happy with where I'm at, and then let's see how my vision develops over the course of next several years. I'm not that young, but I'm not that old either, so I'm not gonna lose my hope. Why don't I just manifest several things though? I genuinely want to open like small restaurant, very cozy, very local oriented to those local towns, and then always regular comes in, have couple drinks, and then have fun. That's something I would like to do, but I'm not in a rush to make that happen. that could be my retirement gig. That could be some kind of fun, you know? Anyway, thank you for watching. That's my manifestation. Hopefully that's gonna happen in the future. And have a wonderful day. Hope you already have some kind of dreams, eh? Okay, bye! Yeah, as I said in the video, I don't think it's necessary for me to feel so depressed when I think about future. I do feel powerless or visionless when I think about future. That's probably why I feel a little bit inferior. And I shouldn't compare myself to other people, but there are a lot of people, you know, aiming for the dream, working for that, and then I don't have that. So, too bad.